Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's presentation. My name is Ian Ryan, and today we're going to talk about how to get lean and build a laser-fast metabolism. But better yet, without spending long hours in the gym or going on some crazy restrictive diet. And my goal today is to show you how to do that in less than 60 minutes per week. I know you're busy. You have a million things going on in your life. The last thing you want to do is spend every minute of your free time in the gym, and you don't have to do that. So we're going to talk about some strategies that are super effective and you can really get results without spending a whole bunch of time implementing them. Now, to get the most out of this presentation, I want you to turn off your phone. Make sure to take lots of notes. I'm going to provide a lot of valuable information here, so make sure you get the most of it. Be present, close Facebook or any distractions, grab some water, and realize that I'm not here to sell you anything. So it isn't going to be a pitch fest. It's just going to be a ton of valuable content and some easy to implement strategies. And if you stay till the end, I have a free gift for you that is going to complement this presentation very well. So once you're off the presentation, you can immediately apply this stuff, start taking action, and start to see results very quickly. So one of the big things that I see that people have a ton of problem with is not knowing where to start. They get overwhelmed with information because there's so much conflicting stuff out there in the fitness and nutrition space. So today I'm going to share 3 secrets, and we're going to do a deep dive into each one, but I'm not going to overwhelm you with 50 things. I really want to keep things simple so then you can get off of this presentation and immediately take action and apply them. So I am the host of the top-ranked Fearless and Healthy podcast. Maybe you've tuned in to one of my interviews on iTunes. I'm also a world-class fat loss expert and coach. I've worked with literally hundreds of people all over the world. And I started my journey, in a big box gym. That's really where I perfected my craft. I learned a lot about personal training and how to work with people. From there, I opened my own corporate fitness business in Washington, D.C., and I specialized in working with corporate professionals that didn't have a lot of time to create or to do a fitness program with. I really had to find something that was going to work with very busy people's schedules. So after doing that for a while, I took my best strategies that I had the most success with and created my online transformation program. And those are the strategies that I'm going to share with you today. So there on the right, that is me actually in January in 2015, not too long ago. I was going through a difficult time in my life. I lost my brother tragically, and, for a little while, I was kind of out of the swing of things with my workout programs, and more so than that, my hormones were out of whack. And in today's presentation, that's really what we're going to spend a lot of time talking about: hormone optimization, controlling your cortisol, things that a lot of people don't talk about when it comes to fat loss, but they're so important. So we're really going to get into those, Well, I got back in the swing of things, and on the left is me 6 months later. I started to get back on track with my nutrition, started to control the stress in my life, started to get on top of my lifestyle factors even outside of the gym, and it made a world of difference. And I did this without spending a ton of time in the gym. It really wasn't about the time. It was about making sure that when I was in the gym, I was doing the right things and that my nutrition strategy was sustainable over the long haul. And I promise you that I'm nothing special. I don't have great genetics. I wasn't a great athlete growing up. I've done the wrong thing a lot. I followed some pretty bad advice, and I've been frustrated and confused. I worked really hard. I trained for hours in my early 20s, and I never got the results I wanted to. I would spend 2 hours on my weight training regimen, and, I did a lot of overtraining, did damage to my body. And it took me a while to really figure things out, but I have figured out a system that works very effectively, and I want to help you shortcut through some of the fluff, I want to help you get to where you want to be, and I want you to be able to do that without spinning your wheels and wasting a bunch of time. So in my program, what I'm going to teach you, it doesn't require long cardio sessions. It doesn't require you to go on any crazy diet, and it doesn't require you to buy any ridiculous supplements. I think a lot of those things are unnecessary to boost your metabolism and to burn fat. A lot of people think that they have to go after this shortcut. They have to buy this miracle pill. But the reality is you don't, and you do not have to go on these long, drawn-out cardio sessions either. So we're going to talk about time-efficient workouts in this presentation as well, and why they're actually more effective than long workouts to begin with. So one of the things I really want to hit home with you is how important it is to control your cortisol levels. And the type of training that I'm going to introduce you to is going to skyrocket your metabolism. But let's get into cortisol for a second, because it's a stress hormone that can cause excess body fat when it's not regulated. And when it's not regulated, you'll start to lose muscle as well. And usually our cortisol levels increase in our life when we're highly stressed out. They also increase with a host of other things, but we really need to keep on top of our lifestyle factors if we want to control our cortisol. And second, I'm going to show you how to boost your metabolism naturally and increase your sex drive. It's crazy, but when you focus on the right things like compound movements during your program, which we'll get into, you're actually going to increase your testosterone, which is going to lead to more confidence, a higher sex drive, more energy, and that's just a side effect of when you do the right things in the kitchen and in the gym. And finally, you're not going to have to go on some crazy diet plan. I really want to show you how to create a lean physique by just following a few simple strategies. I found that when people go on a crazy diet, it actually has negative effects. Here's the thing. When you build a negative association around fitness and nutrition, you're not going to work out. Who wants to weigh all their foods on a food scale or count every single calorie that goes into their body? It's not sustainable. So I rather show you some things that are going to give you more energy into your life, and it's just going to be a super easy thing that you can start doing every day, and it's not going to overwhelm you. Now, here's a couple of the clients that have used my system and some of the strategies that I'm going to talk about. On the top, Julie Jones. She is a very busy partner at Rafa Financial in Washington, D.C. We started working together, and by implementing what we're going to talk about today, she lost 20 pounds in just over 4 months with me. Robert on the bottom, over 25 pounds by incorporating the strategies that we'll get into. And you can do it all and still enjoy your favorite foods. Have a beer on the weekends. Go out, enjoy a slice of pizza, a hamburger, whatever you want. I've shown people how that they can stay lean year-round and still have balance in their life, because that's what it's all about, right? We want to be able to enjoy life, feel healthy, be energetic, but not be, feeling like we have to give up our life in the process of doing that. And that's me right now at about 9% or 8.5 to 9% body fat. I work out about 3 days a week, maybe 4, and my workouts are anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes per. Sometimes I'm literally in and out of the gym in 20 minutes, and I get a super effective workout. It's not about how long you spend in the gym, but it's about what you do while you're there, and you can do this from home as well. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. So I've done a lot wrong. I really have. I spent a lot of time overtraining in the gym. I thought that the way that you would get results is to spend an hour and a half to 2 hours strength training followed by an hour doing cardio. And I realized that none of these things really gave me the results that I was after. All it really did was my body felt broken down, and then I know a lot of people have done this, so I'm not judging here, but you go out and you look for the shortcut. So you go out and try to find pre-workouts or fat loss pills or what fad diet you can follow. And, after years of being frustrated by doing these things, I realized that, there had to be an easier way out there. There had to be. And luckily there is, but it took me so much trial and error to really figure this out. And when you take the wrong approach, that's what you're going to look like. As you can see, I'm not very happy there. Now, granted, this was a time in my life where I was going through some personal stuff, but I can tell you that the stress, that the fact that I wasn't on top of my hormones and my nutrition was kind of just all over the place is the reason that I put on some weight and, for me, got really out of shape. I took the wrong approach, and I was not controlling the lifestyle factors that I'm going to talk about that are so important to optimizing your hormones in today's presentation. And maybe you felt like this. Maybe you felt like you've tried everything and you just can't achieve the results that you're after, and it's okay. Maybe you wake up every morning, you go for a workout, you think you're eating a healthy breakfast, but you keep spinning your wheels and you've achieved a little bit of results, but you're not getting to where you want to be. Well, hopefully after today, you're going to learn some new things that are going to clear that stuff up for you and really help you on your own journey. Because after years of being frustrated and confused, I realized that a lean physique is controlled by hormone optimization. And if you don't have this in check, it is going to be extremely difficult to burn fat in those troubled areas and create a fast metabolism in your own life. And this is really controlled by the right type of workouts, the right type of nutrition, and controlling the things that go on outside of the gym and the kitchen, like controlling stress and other hormones in your life. And I realized, after age 30, most men, they begin to experience a decrease in testosterone. It's one of the first hormones that tends to go for men, And if you start to decrease your testosterone levels, it can be really difficult to put on muscle and keep your energy levels high. Your confidence will start to decrease. And unfortunately, this just happens with age, But unfortunately, if you lose too much of testosterone and you start to put on more fat, what's going to happen is that fat tissue converts testosterone to estrogen. And if you're a guy, that is not a good thing. Estrogen is the female hormone, the female equivalent of testosterone, really, right? And men with higher body fat also tend to have higher insulin, and lower growth hormone levels, which means a host of terrible things. Less energy, an easier time putting on weight, you're going to feel fatigued, you're going to have a really difficult time putting on body, and this has also been associated with depression. So the way you exercise, guys, is so vital to really influencing your metabolism and your physique. Short, effective workouts that are time efficient, the way you live your life, and also the foods you eat and when are so important. Focusing on real foods, not the processed junk, shopping around the perimeter of the grocery store. All of the strategies that I'm about to teach you are going to be the way that you are going to achieve success safely and permanently in the future. So there's no need to be bombarded with information overload anymore. If you're tired of getting minimal results, I promise you it is a lot easier than you think. And fortunately, there's another path. I've created a 12-week exercise and nutrition program that shows you this step-by-step process to building a lean physique and a fat-burning metabolism. It's foolproof. It's worked for literally hundreds of people, and I'm going to show you the elements that go into that program today. So this is the process that most guys follow. They focus on long, drawn-out cardio. They focus on doing isolation movements and doing a ton of abdominal work. And I still get emails almost on a daily basis asking me what my favorite sit-up routine is because I'm able to maintain a six-pack pretty much year-round. And I promise you it's not from doing crunches. It really isn't. Focusing on big muscle groups, compound movements, the things that we're going to get into are way more effective for getting lean. And then they focus on drinking excess amounts of protein, right? They think that by drinking more protein shakes, they're going to get lean. And while I love protein and I think it's a super important part of the diet, drinking endless amounts of shakes is not going to get you there easily. And then people, they cut their calories excessively thinking that that's the way they're going to get to where they want to be. But this actually does tons of damage to your metabolism and makes it harder to burn fat going forward. You'll get short-term results and then you'll put the weight back on. And then also people focus on the magic pill, and I promise you there is no magic pill when it comes to fat loss. So how do you do all this, right? How do you create a super fast metabolism? How do you create more energy, an increased sex drive? How do you get that body that you desire? Well, know that what I'm going to teach you today does not involve any gimmicks. It's not going to require you to go out and buy any of the BS supplements or anything that you see on the supplement market. It's a true blueprint that focuses on exercise, nutrition, and taking care of you. So there's 3 secrets that we're going to go over. And secret 1 is a nutritional strategy that's going to help spike your metabolism and turn you into a fat-burning machine from the second that you get out of bed in the morning. Now, secret 2 is going to show you how to create workouts that increase your testosterone and keep that cortisol hormone that I talked about controlled, right? So this means higher sex drive and an easier time putting on lean muscle and burning fat. And finally, secret number 3, we're going to talk about lifestyle factors, the missing link, the fact no one talks about this, I'm telling you. So we're going to talk about what you must control in order to keep your fat-burning engine into overdrive. And all of this comes back to optimizing your hormones. So first is eating a high-protein, high-fat breakfast. You know, so many people, they get their day off on the wrong track. You know, they either run out the door with a cup of coffee and they don't eat anything at all, or they eat things like oatmeal and granola with a banana or something like that. And the problem with this is a breakfast high in carbohydrates is just not the best way to really get your metabolism revved up from the start of the day. So I like to eat protein. For every 100 calories of protein consumed, you'll burn off about 25 of those calories just breaking it down. Your body has to work significantly harder to digest protein than it does the other nutrients, right? And studies also conclude that productivity, energy, and mental focus increase with a high-protein breakfast. So try replacing carbohydrates with healthy fats in your diet, and that'll help regulate blood sugar as well, which is super important. And these are my 3 favorite breakfast combos, okay? Number 1 is a power shake. I put healthy fats, protein, a little bit of fruit, and tons of veggies into my NutriBullet every single morning, some chopped ice, a mixer, either almond milk, coconut milk, or regular water, and I slug this down. This is a super easy way to get a really nutritious breakfast in. And some of my best, healthiest fats are avocado, nuts, and coconut oil. Some of the best protein sources you can have in the morning are egg whites, steak, chicken breast. Those are all great. You can do the meat and nuts approach. So this works really well. I don't do it as much in my own life, but having some type of lean meat and then having some nuts is a really good way to start your breakfast. And then finally, you know, something like steak and eggs works really well. You know, you get your fat from the yolk in the egg, and then you also get your protein from the meat and the egg white portion of the egg. So these are all super effective ways to start your breakfast and really start to get that metabolism revved up at the start of your day. Now, the second secret is time-efficient training. Now, I know you're busy. You know, you have other things going on in your life. Maybe you have a family. Maybe you have a busy job that takes up a ton of your time. Maybe you have a relationship. You'd like to spend time with the ones you love most. So why not create workouts that are not only effective, but are going to save you time? And the way you do that is by using supersets in your workouts, focusing on compound lifts, incorporating interval training, and keeping your workouts to 45 minutes or less. You don't need to spend more time than that in the gym. So what the heck are supersets? Supersets are pairing 2 exercises back to back with no rest. Now, I like to do things that hit opposing muscle groups. So, for example, one of my favorite supersets for my upper body would be a seated row and a chin-up. So if you're at the gym, you know, this is super easy to do. You can do this from home, something like a bent-over dumbbell row. Okay, if you have a bench, and then a bicep curl would basically be doing the same thing. But this is going to allow you to hit multi-joint movements, and you're also going to combine that with short rest periods, which is going to help you get a lot of bang for your buck. You're going to be able to do more exercises in less time, and this will help boost your metabolism as well. So what's a compound lift? Compound lifts are exercises that use 2 or more muscle groups at once. You know, it spans across 2 main joints. So a lot of times, you know, you go to the gym and you see that guy, right, that he's doing bicep curls every single time he's at the gym. Now, you know, there's nothing wrong with big biceps, but you're much better off doing something like a pull-up, which is going to hit your back and your biceps, and just, you know, it's going to do a lot more for you. So I really try to focus on compound lifts with pretty much all of my workouts. So here's some example of exercises that are compound. You know, a bench press, a push-up, something that you can do from home, a bent over row, a horizontal row, a lat pull down, a pull-up, a shoulder press, squats, deadlifts, lunges. I'm doing a Bulgarian split squat in this picture, which is similar to a lunge. Step-ups or leg press. These are all really good examples of compound lifts that you can incorporate in your own routine. So the ultimate metabolic workout, something that I really like to do is using compound movements in supersets. So this is going to increase your metabolic rate during your workout and after your workout. So try setting your workouts up using these type of movements and then don't have a lot of rest in between them. This is a super effective way to work out if you're looking to build a lean physique and boost your metabolism. So this is a case study. This is one of my clients that I worked with. I worked with him for about 6 months. He lost 15 pounds by incorporating these strategies and the nutritional strategy that I shared with you with the high-fat, high-protein breakfast. He just saw phenomenal results. He stuck with it, and now he's even further along than he was when he wrote me this testimonial. Now, the next piece of the puzzle is interval training, and this is alternating periods of intense, all-out bursts of exercise with periods of lower intense exercise, right? My personal favorite type is Tabata training, okay? So this is actually the Japanese Dr. Tabata, and he conducted a study where he actually monitored the Japanese speed skating team in the early 90s, and he noticed that extremely intense but brief exercise appeared to be at least as effective as long workouts that required several hours every single week. So, who wouldn't want to get huge results in less time? I know I would. And what he came up with was this type of training called Tabata, right? Which is a HIIT type workout, high intensity interval training, which basically uses 20 seconds of all out effort followed by 10 seconds of rest. And this is repeated for 4 minutes, right? And experiments showed an increase in calories burned for up to 12 hours after working out and a 28% increase in anaerobic capacity when people focused on this type of training. It's also been linked to a lower risk of diabetes, it burns fat, and it's great for cardiovascular health. So you can really get an amazing workout in just 4 minutes. So I use that in something called a finisher. So after my strength workouts, I'll do a quick HIIT workout or a Tabata workout. Now, secret 3 is all about controlling your lifestyle factors, okay? This is super, super important stuff that doesn't get talked about enough. And you have to manage your stress, you have to optimize your sleep and recovery, and you have to keep your energy levels high. And you do this by putting the right foods in your body. So let's talk about how you can do these things. Let's talk about controlling stress first, because high stress, it can lead to blood sugar imbalances, suppressed thyroid function, and it can mean weight gain because your cortisol levels aren't controlled. Now, in terms of energy and productivity, get colorful with your diet. Start every day with movement and never cut your calories too low, okay? These are all things that are going to be extremely effective for more energy and productivity in your life, and they're going to make you feel good and attack every day with more energy. And you combat stress with you time. So many people, they don't incorporate enough time in their day for themselves. So some simple things that you can do that are really going to help you keep those cortisol levels down are incorporating some relaxing hobbies in your day, whether that's meditation, going for a power walk. So that's one of my favorite things to do. I live in sunny San Diego, so I'll get up, I'll go to the beach, and I'll go for a non-negotiable 20-minute walk almost every single day of the week. This is a super effective way just to keep my stress levels down. And then creating a Sunday success ritual in your life is super important. And what I mean by this is don't feel overwhelmed with your workouts and your nutrition. Sit down every Sunday, try to plan your workouts at the same day, put them in your schedule. That way they actually will get done. And you can also spend some time batch cooking your foods. So for example, you can batch cook your proteins, things like chicken and steak, and you can have that for the week ahead. It's already done. It makes it easier. You can also chop up a bag of veggies. You could do tomatoes, some onions, some avocado, whatever your favorite veggies and fruits are, whatever it may be. put that in a bag and then you have that on the go, So create a ritual every single Sunday that will make you feel less overwhelmed and make it easier for you to eat well and work out every single week. And finally, sleep and recovery, right? So important, because you're actually going to increase your gains and the benefits from your workouts if you're focusing on your sleep and recovery. More sleep actually equals higher testosterone, which is going to be super important for putting on lean muscle and helping you create a fat-burning metabolism, right? And growth hormone peaks during sleep. So how do we get better sleep, right? Well, there's a couple things that I do that are super effective. Now, I love to drink coffee, and to tell you the truth, I truly believe that there's a lot of benefits from drinking caffeine. I drink black coffee. I don't put any sweetener or sugar in it, but I have a caffeine curfew. So then that way, come noon, I'm not going to have any more coffee. 1 p.m. at the latest. So I'm not anxious during the day. I can get to sleep because I have a caffeine curfew set in my day. So do not drink caffeine too late and you'll sleep a lot better. The other thing is, don't sleep with electronics in the room. One of the biggest things that really affects people's sleep is they'll be scrolling on their phone right before they get to bed, and that leads to poor sleep. So put your phone in a different room. Don't have any electronics in your phone, any electronics in your room, especially your smartphone, and you'll notice that you get way better sleep. And finally, try to go to sleep at the same time every night. This makes a huge difference, And you might not be able to do it at the same exact time every night, but if you're consistent with this, your body will thank you for it. You'll start to be able to get accustomed to the same time and make sure that you allocate at least 6, if not 8 hours of sleep for yourself every single night. So if you're tired of getting, mediocre results, and you're tired of following fad diets and, these new workouts that you see on the market that promise you amazing results overnight, and you're just not getting to where you want to be, start incorporating these strategies. These have worked for so many of my clients, and I know they'll work for you too. Here's another one of my clients. This is someone that I'm currently working with, Joe Norcio. In just a month, he's gone down 10 pounds, and it's all from implementing these strategies. He's a busy dad. He just had a baby boy, so he doesn't have a ton of time. He works out from his house. By doing some of the stuff that I showed you. He is consistent with his high-fat, high-protein breakfast, and he really tries to level out those lifestyle factors so he has things in his day that really sets himself up to keep those stress levels low. And we just talked about Robert. This is just another guy that started incorporating these things and is down 25 pounds. I mean, amazing stuff. He ballooned up to 220. Now he's down to 195, and he's just doing amazing things. I'm so happy for him. It's amazing to me when I see this success from people. And this is another one of my clients who's talking about, my program. He feels stronger, more confident. He's just having an amazing experience with my program. And he's also really taking action and starting to see results in his body as well. Talks about more energy and all that stuff as well. So hopefully you found the last 30 minutes to be really beneficial. I wanted to give you real strategies that are really going to make a difference, but I can't cover everything in 30 minutes. There's just so much more that I want to share with you, so I want to give you an opportunity to discover more about my program. I want to help you implement these strategies so it's not just one of these things that you sit down, you take in all this information, and you do nothing with. So I have a few bonuses for you. First, I want to set up a 15-minute strategy call with you so we can take all this information, figure out what your lifestyle looks like, and help you develop a plan that is going to be tailored towards your lifestyle, okay? And we can talk about all that on a 15-minute call. You can go to fearlessandhealthy.com/strategy, and we can set that up. I'm also going to give you my 5-step fat-burning blueprint, a very simple, no-fluff guide that will really help you understand this on an even deeper level. And then finally, I'm going to give you the exact grocery guide that I use with so many of my clients and in my own life. It'll show you what proteins to buy, what carbs to buy, what fat to buy, even the juicer that I use and the protein that I recommend. You'll get all that stuff just by setting up a call with me. And I know this stuff is really going to help you on your fitness journey. So thank you so much for joining me on this presentation. I hope you got a lot of value from it. Head on over to fearlessandhealthy.com. I can't wait to talk to you. Make sure to set up a call so you can start taking action and get the lean physique that you deserve. I'll talk to you soon.